Hello. I presume that you read the newspapers. I certainly enjoy reading them. I get several of them every day and enjoy them very much. I have one concern about the papers. I just wonder if anybody else has ever had this concern. Um, you, well, particularly with the Sunday papers. You go and you plunk down your dollar and a quarter, whatever it might be, for the paper. When I get home, maybe I'm the only one that does this. When I get home with that paper, it's so bulky, so heavy, so full of, well, things that I mean, after all, beyond the comics and the news sections. Anyway, I sit down and I pull out these inserts. One of them, two, three, four, five. They're advertising inserts, and I understand why we have to have them. Six, seven, eight of them, and certainly the cost of the paper is probably less than if there were no advertising inserts. Eight, nine, 10 of them, 11, 12. Here's another 13 of them. And I'm sure for many people they're extremely important and essential, really. 14, 15, 16, 17. Just in the most recent paper that I have in mind here, I pulled out 17 inserts. I didn't look at them. I'm sure they're honest. I'm sure there probably were some good buys in there. I just happen not to be interested in a new car right now, or in an overcoat or a bathing suit or whatever was being special on a special arrangement there. So I toss them out. We talk about recycling. I sure hope that paper gets recycled. I always try to take it to the recycling, the appropriate places for recycling. But I I just wonder how many other people, maybe I'm the only one, who doesn't sit down for hours and go through all of the inserts and check them out and see just how important they are and what are the goodies that are in there this particular time. It's, as I say, that isn't why I bought the paper. Yet I know that if we didn't have the advertising inserts, the paper would probably cost more and it wouldn't get to as many people as a result. So I think it's something I suppose we have to live with, although I worry about, I guess, it's the waste of the paper. That is to say, if we're not using the paper, if we're not reading it, if we're not putting it to use, all those inserts, maybe they didn't have to cut down so many trees to begin with in order to have the inserts for us. The record that I ever found, 31, I started counting these, about a year ago, and I got 31 of them. I was in Cincinnati recently, bought on Sunday morning, a copy of the Cincinnati Enquirer, big city paper, and so I knew there'd be more inserts in there. And that paper was so thick, I decided I'm going to have to measure this. And so I was able to borrow a little 6-inch desk ruler, and I checked, and that paper was over 2.5 inches thick. That is, on the side of the folded paper. The total paper was about 2 5/8, 2 3/4 inches thick. Of course, by the time I got done pulling out all of the inserts, it was about 3/8 of an inch. I didn't count them. I mean, after all, I didn't have my computer with me, so how could I count that high? But it's an irony. That is, we need it. It's necessary. It's meaningful for many, many people. Sometimes I just worry, though, about what might be an excessive amount of cutting down of the trees. If there are other people, strange blokes like myself, who don't spend time reading all of the inserts. I don't want to put myself above anybody else. That's not the point. It's just that, well, from my point of view, it does seem as though it could be addressed in perhaps a little different way. Maybe you could have your choice at the newsstand as to whether you wanted to buy this or this. Well, would you pay less if you didn't have the inserts and all those extra pages? I doubt it. I think you'd pay more, because I know very well, of course, that the advertising is a necessary and integral part of the publication activity. Still, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There goes another tree. Well, that's a while with Lyle today. If you have any thoughts or comments on it, why, let me know. See you next week.